It's time for one last trip into the soggy, swampy lands of Liurnia, and I'm happy to report that this video is free of lobsters. Thank you, God. I'm Jamie Latour, and this is the final part of our Elden Ring walkthrough of Liurnia of the Lakes. Alright, there's one last chunk of Liurnia left, and that's Liurnia East, which may be the densest and largest part of this entire region. So we're gonna find everything here in a calm and orderly fashion, so we can finally move on from this damp, lobster-infested hellhole. Let's get started, because we have so much to cover. Head southeast of the Liurnia Lakeshore site of Grace, and past these jellyfish, you'll find the entrance to Stillwater Cave. This spot is chock full of poison. Isn't that always fun? At the end, you'll fight the Clean Rot Knight, and you'll get the Winged Sword Insignia Talisman, and you get to leave and get that poison stink off of your clothes. Head a bit north of this crap cave, and you'll find a spirit spring that you can ride up to find the Liurnia Highway south side of Grace. We can now reach the other side of the ruined bridge that used to link Limgrave and Liurnia. Someone's a big fan of L sounds. Past this big mean troll, you'll find a caravan that will have a chest in the back that contains the tree spear. How about some ruins? The Purified ruins are located here, and there is quite a bit to do around here. After you've slaughtered all of the enemies, head near the water, and if you fed her a Shabriri grape earlier by the lake-facing cliff side of Grace, Hyetta will be here just hanging out. You likely got yourself a Shabriri grape by killing that loser Edgar over at the Revenger's shack on Liurnia West. Hyetta is hungry for another grape, so feed that to her. Man, these grapes must be delicious. Then within the ruins, you can find a sneaky set of stairs underneath these wooden planks. Head down and you'll find two goodies: a chest containing the Two Fingers heirloom talisman, and ooh, another Shabriri grape. How about that? Head northeast, get back on the road, and you'll come across the Liurnia Highway north side of Grace. From this Grace site, look over there. Is that a Catacombs statue in desperate need of a chiropractor? It'll point you towards the Cliffbottom Catacombs. There's some neat Catacombs stuff in here, some glove wards, some ashes, you know, the typical Catacombs rewards. But screw all of that stuff, because the real prize is a prattling Pete wonderful head right here, baby. Let's hear a bit of that. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff. The boss in here is one of those Erdtree burial watchdog cat things. Beat this cat dog, and you'll get the Caden Sellsword ashes. Back to the Liurnia Highway north side of Grace, and up this hill is the Highway Lookout Tower, where you'll get blasted by some jackass at the top. Take him out and all the blue Force Ghost guys around here, and you'll get the Carian Glintblade Staff off of this corpse, and the Glintstone Craftsman Cookbook 3 in this chest. Teleport back to the Liurnia Highway north side of Grace yet again, and you'll notice on the map that there's a fork in the road here. If we travel down the road to the left, there'll be a bunch of regular soldiers fighting these ghost soldiers, and a big scary ghost troll that, hey, kinda looks like balls. If you're heading up this way at nighttime, you will run into a Night Cavalry, which is one of those reoccurring boss types. These guys are easier to handle if you're riding Torrent. It'll make hitting them a little harder, but it'll also be harder for him to hit you as well, so it evens out. Defeat this horsey boy to get the Ice Spear Ash of War. At the end of this area is the Gate Town Bridge site of Grace, and hey, it's Hyetta again. How you doing? Like clockwork, she'll ask you for yet another Shabriri grape, which we luckily got from the Purified ruins earlier. After she eats this one, she'll wonder about the majesty and wonder of the Shabriri grapes and what they truly are, to which we can respond, bruh. Well, honesty is the best policy, so let's go ahead and tell her the truth.
No. That's not possible. Not all of those people. So those noises I heard were...
Yeah, people have been feeding you their eyeballs. She takes the news pretty well overall. I think she's going to be just fine. Yeah, she's gonna be just fine. Now let's go up the right road. As you ride along, you will find a summon sign for D, Hunter of the Dead from the Round Table. I wonder why that is. Just ahead of here will be a Tibia Mariner, which is another kind of reoccurring boss. It's not an overly difficult boss fight, and you'll get some death root and the skeletal bandit ashes when you beat it. Right on from this bog, and there will be this random gold knight just standing in your way. This guy is surprisingly tough. He's got some hard-hitting sword swings, he's got a shield bash, he even shoots lightning. He's tougher than the boss we just fought. Normally, I'd say to just ignore him, but killing him will get you the Dragon Cult Prayerbook. So yeah, take him out. Then head up this way to find another artist shack with a painting and a site of grace. Before we go any further, how about a secret area? Head to this spot on the map, look down, and you'll see some suspicious tombstones jutting out of the cliffside. Very carefully make your way down, and you will arrive at Jarburg, a town filled with adorable, friendly warrior jars. None of these jars will talk to you except for this friendly little fella named Jarburg. He'll tell you that this happy village is looking for a potentate. Wait a minute. Is that a pun? Is that a pun because they're like pots? Is that like a pot pun? You can volunteer your services to become the new potentate, but Jarburg will tell you that your hands are too rough to have the job. Really? That's your only requirement for this gig? Well, I'm sorry, I haven't found any hand moisturizer while I've been trying to become Elden Lord Jarburg. Don't forget to touch the site of grace that's here, and let's continue on to someplace less judgmental of my dry-ass hands. Warp back to the Artist Shack site of grace, cross this stone pillar bridge thing, and then kill this fire guy over here who will have the Briars of Sin sorcery. Then there's another camp full of fire monks, and you'll find the Flame Cleanse Me incantation here. Now let's mosey on from these fire monks to find the Eastern Tableland site of grace, and oh boy, we got another fork in the road, and this one has 3 paths to take. Let's go to the right first. You'll find this big boy, and he's guarding this building that has an elevator inside that will take you down, down, down into Ainsel River. I'm not going to cover this zone right now because it's very big and it's full of creepy giant ants, and I'm not about that. Behind this building, past this pond where a weird magic head ball thing will spawn in, just keep going around here and you will find a stone sword key on this dead guy in a chair. Now go this way to the south and you will discover the Carian Study Hall. There's not a whole lot you can do here yet because you don't have the item that you need to place on this pedestal. But it's good to have this site of grace unlocked for the future because you're going to be back here later. Then head on over near the water and you will discover the Eastern Liurnia Lakeshore site of grace. Now, if you head on down the left road from the Eastern Tableland site of grace, you will discover the Church of Vows. Inside here will be the Turtle Pope! Finally, we found him. That's it. We did it. We beat the game. I'm just gonna stay here forever, so yeah, we can end the video. Alright, not really. This is Mariel, and he is just the best. He'll tell you about the lore between Queen Renala and Radagon, and you can give him prayer books and sorcery scrolls. He's a good choice to give these to as well because he won't move from this spot, and he doesn't have a quest line. So he's not going to randomly vanish like other NPCs, nor is he going to be all snotty about you giving him books. Ooh, they're heresy. The Church of Vows is also where you go when you kill an NPC and you want to beg for forgiveness. You'll need a Celestial Dew to get that forgiveness, although this won't work for every NPC you butcher, so keep that in mind. The only thing about this place is that you need to be careful when you visit at night because sometimes Turtle Pope won't be here. Instead, you'll find this mean man. What did you do to Turtle Pope? This is yet another reoccurring boss type called the Bell-Bearing Hunter, and he's pretty damn tough with all of his ranged sword attacks. If you do manage to kill him, you'll get the Meat Peddler's Bell-Bearing, which you could turn into the Twin Maiden Husks at the Round Table Hold, and that will let you buy a whole bunch of meat. Now you can head down this path, but I wouldn't recommend it as this will probably happen. Instead, let's take this middle path, which could be called the Big Scary Bear Path. Head up this way past this oddly difficult yellow knight to find the Black Knife Catacombs. This dungeon is unique because it has 2 separate boss fights. The first is the Cemetery Shade, who seems pretty scary, but I killed him in like 2 hits with the Bloody Slash Ash of War, so he ain't that tough. You'll get some death root in a chest over here after he's done, and then the second one is the secret boss. You need to ride these dangerous blades up to here, then get around to the end of this area, past all of these skeletons, and then smack this illusionary wall to find your boss fight. You can then summon D again to fight the Black Knife Assassin. He's fast, but he's manageable, and with D, you should be fine. Defeating him will get you the Assassin's Cerulean Dagger Talisman and the Black Knife Print, which is a key item and an integral part of Sorcerer Roger as well as Ranni the Witch's questlines. Alright, so now we need to deal with the source of those arrows. These horned boys are responsible for them, and one of them will be up there waiting to snipe you to death. Just get underneath them and then get up around this bend. Then you're gonna need to kill this group of horned boys here, and then you gotta take out the rest of them to get across this collapsed statue and reach the ruined labyrinth site of grace. Now you may be hearing some very loud stomping noises around here and wondering what the hell that's about. Those noises are caused by these walking mausoleums. These ones are easier to handle than the one in the last video because you don't need to wait around to jump on top of it. Instead, you just gotta whack these skulls off of their feet. However, watch out because these boys can jump and they will crush you. After you've calmed both of them down, you can find the appropriately named Mausoleum Compound Site of Grace right over here. We've now reached the second minor Erdtree in Liurnia, and you'll have to deal with a horde of these Minotaur guys who are doing some kind of weird stomping calisthenics routine. Get them all out of the way first, and then kill the Erdtree avatar with fire to get the magic, lightning, and holy shrouding crack tears. Hey, do you like awkward Elden Ring platforming? Well, too bad, because you could get up here by jumping on these rocks. Now you'll see the frenzy-flamed village outskirts site of grace right there, and you will also discover the Eye of Sauron. This whole area is very heavy on madness, so get ready to hold your head a lot. That thing will inflict madness upon you, so you have to make your way there slowly by creeping behind rocks, or quickly by riding Torrent. There will be big old rats at the bottom infected with madness, so watch out for that, and then climb up the ladder and murder all of these guys to get rid of that eye in the sky. There will also be a chest here containing the Howl of Shabriri spell. Around this area, there are 2 other notable locations. There's a whole mad town called the Frenzied Flame Village. In there, you will get a Frenzied Cookbook 1 in this shack, and then go up the hill, and you'll see this ghost who will be lamenting about some guy named Vyke. Now head up to that church, and oh look, it's Vyke! That was quick. This invasion could be pretty difficult since he has all these frenzied flame attacks that will pump you full of madness, but you should be able to take him out and get a fingerprint grape and his war spear. Go inside the church, touch the site of grace, and pick up the sacred tear. You'll also see a dead finger maiden in here, and you can just take her clothes because that's what a hero does. The other notable location is the converted Fringe tower that will ask you to solve a puzzle to get inside. You won't be able to do this yet, so just keep this place in mind for later. Ride down this hill from the Frenzied Flame Village site of grace, watch out for all the mad rats, and you'll see this ornate structure that is the Grand Lift of Dectus, which you probably won't have the medallion pieces for yet, but touch the site of grace that's up these stairs anyway. Now up the road from the Grand Lift of Dectus, there's a big camp full of soldiers. You don't need to kill everyone here, but you should at least take out the guys manning the catapults so you can continue riding without being hit by giant rocks. And then if you head over here, you'll find the Bellum Church. Touch the site of grace, get the sacred tear, and look who's here. It's Hyetta yet again. She will now ask you for a fingerprint grape, and wouldn't you know it, we just picked one up. Here comes the airplane. Num 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 num. After you feed her that grape, there's a merchant down here who will sell you the Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 13, and if you head up the road past the church at nighttime, there will be another Knight Cavalry that will drop the Giant Hunt Ash of War when you beat him. And then past that Knight Cavalry will be the East Rea Lucaria Gate, Site of Grace. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Liurnia. Holy crap. We did it. That's the entire region. Done. In the next video, I'm going to cover the Academy of Rhea Lucaria. But for now, I'm just going to go outside and just kinda remember what the sun looks like again. It's been so long. For more Elden Ring news and guides, check out thegamer.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.